everyone, this is B. Rukmani Devi, Assistant Professor of Botany. Today I am going to explain about pollination. In this topic we will discuss about definition of pollination, types of pollination and contrivances of self-pollination, advantages of self-pollination, contrivances of cross-pollination and various agents which helps in pollination process. We will discuss all these contents in a detailed manner in this class. First of all, I want to explain about the definition of pollination. What is pollination? Pollination is defined as transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of a flower. That is called as pollination. So here pollen grains which are produced from anther. Actually anther is present in stamen, which is a male sex organ of a flower. So here from anther part pollen grains are released and they are transferred to stigmatic part of the flower. Stigma means female reproductive part. So pollen grains are transferred from anther to stigma of a flower. That is called as pollination. So here pollination is basically classified into two types. In angiosperms, it is basically classified into two types. One is self-pollination and another one is cross-pollination. What is self-pollination and what is cross-pollination we will see now. Self-pollination means here the transfer of pollen grains from stamen to stigma of same flower. That is called self-pollination. That means here this self-pollination occurs in bisexual flowers. In bisexual flowers, both male and female sex organs are present. Male sex organ is androecium, female sex organs gynoecium. So here androecium comprises stamens, gynoecium comprises carpels. So from this stamens part, pollen grains are released and these are transferred to stigmatic region of the same flower. So here transfer of pollen grains occurs between anther part to stigmatic part of the same flower. That is why this is called as self-pollination. This is also known as autogamy. Here this self-pollination is possible in bisexual flowers. In bisexual flowers only both male and female sex organs are present in the same flower. Here this self-pollination is found in cleistogamous flowers as well as in chasmogamous flowers. Before you are going to understand about cleistogamous condition and chasmogamous condition, just I want to mention the definition of cleistogamy and chasmogamy. Cleistogamy means here pollination occurs in an unopened flower bud, that is called cleistogamy. Examples for this cleistogamous flower is Commelina bengalensis and another plant is Subilaria aquatica. So in bud condition without opening of flower, pollination occurs means that is called as cleistogamy. After opening of the flower, if pollination takes place means that is called as chasmogamy. So the flowers which shows chasmogamous type of pollination, those flowers are called chasmogamous flowers. Flowers which shows cleistogamous type of pollination, those are called cleistogamous flowers. So self-pollination found in cleistogamous flowers as well as in chasmogamous flowers. Next, cross-pollination. What is cross-pollination? Here transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to stigma of another flower. These two flowers are belongs to same species. That type of pollination is called as cross-pollination. Actually this cross-pollination occurs in bisexual flowers and unisexual flowers also. So cross-pollination is found in unisexual flowers and bisexual flowers. So this is about types of pollination. Here in this picture you can see Commelina bengalensis plant, which is example for cleistogamous flower. Next, here types of cross-pollination we will discuss now. Okay, cross-pollination is further classified into two types. One is diatonogamy and another one is xenogamy. What is this diatonogamy means? Here transfer of pollen grain of one flower to stigma of another flower, but these two flowers are present on the same plant means that type of cross pollination is called as geitonogamy. Actually, some scientists consider this geitonogamy is one type of self pollination. Why it is considered as self pollination means here transfer of pollen grains occurs between two flowers, but here these two flowers are present on the same plant. That is why that type of cross pollination is called as geitonogamy. Also known as this geitonogamy is also known as self pollination because two flowers are present on the same plant. Next, second type of cross pollination. This is called as xenogamy. Xenogamy means here transfer of pollen grains takes place between two different flowers. That means from one flower pollen grains are transferred to another flower stigmatic region. So here these two flowers are present on different plants. So between these two flowers the pollen grain transfer occurs. That is why this type of cross pollination is called as xenogamy. So here xenogamy is considered as a true cross pollination. This xenogamy is considered as a true cross pollination. Now we will discuss about contrivances of self pollination. That means here contrivances means advantages or adaptations. Here contrivances means adaptations. What kind of adaptations shown by these self pollinated plants means two adaptations these plants will show. One is called homogamy, another one is called cleistogamy. Homogamy means in a bisexual flower male sex organ is present and female sex organ also present. Here both male and female sex organs, that means anthers as well as stigmas of a bisexual flower, both are reaches maturity at the same time means both organs, that means andrecium as well as gynoecium both reaches maturity at the same time means that condition is considered as homogamy condition. Those flowers are called homogamous type of flowers. Examples if you observe for this homogamous condition means Khalta is one example. Another example is ranunculus plant. These two are mentioned as examples for homogamy condition. Next type of contrivance for self pollination is cleistogamy. Already we discussed about this cleistogamy. Cleistogamy means production of flowers which never open. That means in unopened flower bud condition pollination occurs. So here cleistogamy means this is one kind of adaptation or contrivance for self pollination. Here these flowers will never open. In bud condition only pollination is possible. How this pollination is possible without opening of flower means this is a bisexual flower. So inside this flower andrecium present, gynoecium present. So without opening of flower this pollination occurs. That is why this is called as cleistogamy. Examples also we discussed earlier. One is example for this cleistogamous type of flower is Commelina bengalensis and another plant is Subularia aquatica. Next, types of pollination. Here you can see images of ranunculus plant. Okay, ranunculus plant mentioned as example for homogamy or homogamous type of flower. Next, here we will discuss about advantages of self pollination. What are the advantages of self pollination? We will discuss here. Here self pollination is used to produce pure lines. Why it is used to produce pure lines means self pollination is responsible for self fertilization. So as a result parent characters are appears in the offsprings. So this helps in the production of pure lines. Here because of self pollination inbreeding is increased. That means homozygous nature will be increased. So here pure lines production is possible. Next, which is helps for inbreeding. Next, it is also increases homozygous condition. So that is called as homozygosity. Here one disadvantage also there for this self-pollinated plants, that is these self-pollinated plants are having less resistance to disease causing agents or pathogens. These are having less immunity to pests also. These are some advantages and disadvantages of self-pollinated plants. Next, we will discuss about contrivances for cross-pollination. That means what type of adaptations are shown by these cross-pollinated plants. We will discuss now. Here, cross-pollinated plants will show some adaptations. Because of this kind of adaptations only, those plants will pollinated by cross-pollination mechanism. Those adaptations are dicliny or unisexuality. Second one is called dichogamy. Next one is hercogamy, heterostyle, pollen prepotency, sensitive stigmas, self-sterility. These are some of the important contrivances which are helps to promote cross-pollination and also helps to prevent self-pollination. We will discuss each and everything in a detailed manner now. First one is diclinic condition. This diclinic condition is also called as unisexuality. What is this diclinic condition? We will discuss now. What is this diclinic condition? Generally, some flowers possess either male or female sex organ. Some flowers possess both sex organs. Suppose flower possess androecium and gynoecium, means that is called bisexual flower. Some species flowers possess either androecium or gynoecium. That type of flowers are called unisexual flowers. So the production of unisexual flowers is called as dicliny or unisexuality. Suppose some plants produces male flowers only, some plants produces female flowers only. So like this only either male or female sex organs are present in a flower, means that is called unisexual flower. So the production of unisexual flowers is called as dicliny or unisexuality. In some plants, for example, only male flowers are born on one plant, female flowers are born on another plant. But some plants, both male flowers and female flowers are born in the same plant. So on the basis of this kind of formation of male flowers and female flowers in the same plant or on different plants, we will differentiate two types of plants. One is monoecious type of plant, another one is a dioecious type of plants. Monoecious means here male flowers and female flowers both are developed on the same plant. That type of plant is called monoecious plant. Suppose male flowers are born on one plant, female flowers are born on another plant, means that condition is called as dioecious condition. So this is about dicliny or unisexuality. So because of this kind of formation of unisexual flowers, this helps to promote cross-pollination. So this is one contrivance or adaptation for cross-pollination. Second adaptation is called dichogamy. Dichogamy means this is just opposite to homogamy. Dichogamy means here in bisexual flowers both sex organs are present. Here androecium and gynoecium will reach its maturity at different times. That prevents self-pollination and promotes cross-pollination. So dichogamy means in bisexual flowers male sex organ and female sex organs reaches maturity at different times to avoid self-pollination. That is called dichogamy. Here two types you will observe in plants. One is called protandry condition and another one is called protogyny condition. What is this protandry condition and what is this protogyny condition means? First one is protandry condition. Here protandry means male sex organs or androecium reaches maturity before gynoecium. That means androecium matures first before gynoecium reaches maturity. That condition is called protandry condition. Where you will see this condition means Gossypium shows this protandry condition. Next Helianthus also shows this kind of protandry condition. Examples for protandry condition, if you want to mention, means one is Helianthus plant, that is commonly known as sunflower. Next is Salvia, which belongs to Lamiaceae family. next Clerodendron, next Gossypium. These are examples for protandry condition. Next one is protogyny condition. Protogyny condition means here gynoecium, that means stigmas become receptive before the maturation of anthers. That condition is called protogyny condition. What type of plants will show this kind of protogyny means Solanum plant, Aristolochia plant, Ficus plant, Scrophularia plant. These are examples for protogyny condition. In nature actually protandries occurs as common phenomenon, but protogyny occurs as a rare phenomenon. This is about dichogamy. Here you can see the images of Helianthus, example for protandry condition. Next Scrophularia plant, which is example for protogyny condition. Here remaining contrivances we are discussing now, that is third contrivance for cross pollination, which is hercogamy. Hercogamy means here the arrangement of male and female sex organs at different heights or at different levels to prevent self-pollination. That contrivance is called as hercogamy. Hercogamy is nothing but arrangement of male and female sex organs at different levels. That is called as hercogamy. In some flowers, if you observe, means stigmas are longer than the stamens part. If you observe hibiscus flowers, you will see this condition. That means here stigmas are longer than the stamens part. So there is no scope for self-pollination. Compulsory in such type of plants cross-pollination occurs. So this is one contrivance for cross-pollination which prevents self-pollination. So here this kind of arrangement helps to avoid self-pollination. So this is called hercogamy. Examples for hercogamy if you see means Tridax procumbens, hibiscus. These are best examples for hercogamy condition. You can see Gloriosa also. This is also a best example for hercogamy condition. Why Gloriosa is given as example for hercogamy condition means, if you observe Gloriosa flower, in that flower here stigmas bent in opposite direction to the stamens position. So here self-pollination will be prevented. So this is also one kind of adaptation to avoid self-pollination and to promote cross-pollination. Next, heterostyle is another type of adaptation which prevents self-pollination and promotes cross-pollination. Heterostyle condition means here some families, specifically Primulaceae family, Boraginaceae family, Polygonaceae family, Oxalidaceae, next Rubiaceae, etc. These families will show this heterostyle condition. What is this heterostyle means? Here dimorphic flowers are produced in these plants. Dimorphic flowers means two types of flowers are produced in these families. Two types of flowers means in one flower long styles and short stamens are present. In another type of flowers short styles and long stamens are present. So that type of flowers production is called dimorphic condition. You will see this dimorphic condition in Primula vulgaris plant. Primula vulgaris is example for dimorphic condition. Heterostyle. Heterostyle means here in one flower long styles are present, in another flower short styles are present. So different lengths you will see. Here styles are present in different lengths. That is why this is called heterostyle condition. So here long styled flowers are there, short styled flowers are there. So this condition you will observe in which plant? Primula vulgaris plant. This is called heterostyle condition. Here you can see the images of Gloriosa superba plant and hibiscus plant. Okay, this Gloriosa superba and hibiscus are mentioned as examples for hercogamy conditions, what we discussed just now. Hercogamy means arrangement of male and female sex organs at different levels or different heights, that will be mentioned in these images very clearly. If you observe means you will understand what is this hercogamy condition. This first image is Hibiscus rosa sinensis flower, second image is Gloriosa superba flower. Next, remaining contrivances which promotes cross pollination and which prevents self-pollination we are discussing. One is a self-sterility. What is this self-sterility? Suppose in some bisexual flowers, pollen of the flower do not grow or grow very slowly if they fall on the stigma of the same. Suppose bisexual flowers means they possess stamens as well as carpels in the same flower. So here pollen grains are released from the stamen part and they fall on the stigma of the same flower, means those pollen grains will germinate very slowly or they will never germinate. So that is called as a self-sterility. So same flower pollen grains will not germinate even they fall on the stigma. So that prevents self-pollination and promotes cross-pollination. This is one adaptation which is shown by these cross-pollinated plants. Examples for this self-sterility condition if you observe means Abutilon indicum and Passiflora are mentioned as examples for this self-sterility condition. Next one is pollen prepotency. This is also another adaptation which is shown by cross-pollinated plants. What is this pollen prepotency? Here some plants stigmas may receive pollen grains from different sources. Suppose one flower stigma receives pollen grain of the same plant flower and from different plant flower. So in such situation what will happen means same flower pollen grains will not germinate and foreign pollen grains only will germinate. So here foreign pollen grain means other plant flower pollen grains. They will germinate fast. They will germinate faster than the same flower pollen grains. That is called as pollen prepotency. That is called as pollen prepotency. In such a manner, this self-pollination will be prevented and cross-pollination is promoted. Example for this pollen prepotency is Dolichus lablab. This is a common bean. Next is sensitive stigmas. Presence of sensitive stigmas also one kind of adaptation for cross-pollination. Sensitive stigmas means in some flowers stigmas and stigmatic lobes are very sensitive to touch. Once cross-pollination is completed in such type of flowers, immediately these stigmas and stigmatic lobes will be closed to prevent self-pollination. So this is also considered as one kind of adaptation or contrivance for cross-pollination and which helps for prevention of self-pollination. Examples for sensitive stigmas if you observe means Maritinia and Mimulus are examples for sensitive stigmas. Here you can see the image of Abutilon which is example for self-sterility condition. Abutilon is example for self-sterility condition. You can see that flower here. Next, different agents helps in cross-pollination. Why agents are involved in pollination? Actually, pollen grains are not having any specific structural specialities or they are not having some special structures. Here, pollen grains are non-motile in nature, so they cannot move by their own from one place to another place for the purpose of pollination. They are non-motile in nature, but here they are carried with the help of some agents from one place to another place. So pollen grains generally they do not have any special structures for pollination purpose. Here some agents helps this pollination process. So some agents which helps in this pollination process. So here these pollen grains are taken by those agents. So as a result these pollen grains are moved from one place to another place. So that type of agents are called as agencies. Here agencies are basically classified into two types. Some biotic agents are helps for pollination, some abiotic agents are helps for pollination. So basically these agents which helps for pollination purpose are classified into two types. One is self-pollination. Here some agents which helps for pollination. These agents are classified into biotic and abiotic agents. Biotic agents if you observe means some animals helps for pollination, some insects helps for pollination. Abiotic agents means wind helps for pollination, water also helps for pollination. So this kind of agents helps in pollination process. So these are called as agencies. With the help of various agencies, cross pollination occurs. So here two types of agencies. First of all, we will discuss about biotic agencies and abiotic agencies. Abiotic agencies means air helps for pollination. That type of pollination is called as anemophily. With the help of wind currents, suppose pollen grains are transferred from one place to another place, means that is called as anemophily. So here these anemophilous plants will show some specific structural specialities. What are those structural specialities which facilitates anemophily? Means here flowers are small in size, very small in size and light in weight, and these are not attractive in color, and these are very small in size. Here petals are absent. If they are present also, they are present in green color. Here flowers, if you observe, means male flowers are produced numerous in number. In anemophilous plants, male flowers are produced numerous in number and compared with female flowers. Why male flowers are produced numerous in number and compared with female flowers? Means during transportation, if any loss is there, means that will not affect the pollination. For that purpose, male flowers are produced in large quantity. Here pollen grains of anemophilous flowers, if you observe, means these pollen grains are smooth walled and light in weight and dry in nature. These are some structural specialities which are shown by anemophilous flowers or anemophilous plants. In this image you can see anemophily. Hydrophily. Hydrophily means with the help of water if pollination occurs, means that is called as hydrophily. Here not all aquatic plants will show this hydrophily. Some may shows anemophily, some may shows entomophily, some may shows hydrophily. That means hydrophily means here with the help of water pollination occurs, that is called hydrophily. Here hydrophily is classified into two types. One is called as hypohydrophily, another one is called as epihydrophily. Hypohydrophily means beneath the water pollination occurs, that is called hypohydrophily. Examples for this hypohydrophily is Najas and Zostera. Epihydrophily means on the surface of water pollination occurs, that is called epihydrophily. Vallisneria is best example for this epihydrophily. Vallisneria spiralis, which is a dioecious plant. That means here male flowers are born on one plant, female flowers are born on another plant. Here male flowers after maturation they will detach from the parent and they will float on the surface of the water. Here female flowers possess longer pedicels. These pedicels are coiled spirally. So whenever they reaches maturity, these female flowers pedicels are reaches the surface waters. These female flowers pedicels are opens and they reaches the surface waters to receive pollen grains from the male flowers. Once pollination completed, then they will withdraw their long pedicels and coils, then they will submerged in the water. In such a manner, here pollination occurs in Vallisneria plant, which is known as epihydrophily. Here you can see Vallisneria flower in this image. Entomophily. Entomophily means here pollination occurs with the help of insects, means that is called as entomophily. Various types of insects helps in pollination process. Beetles helps in pollination, bees helps in pollination, butterflies helps in pollination, moths, like that various types of insects helps in pollination, means that type of pollination is called as entomophily. Here these entomophilous plants will show some structural specialities. That means these entomophilous plants produces large sized bright colored flowers to attract insects. These are present in bright colors particularly to attract insects. These will produce some nectars. These are produces large amounts of pollen also. Next, they will produce some nice fragrance to attract insects. So because of these reasons, insects are attracted to these flowers and visits these flowers. So as a result, pollination occurs in this type of plants. That type of pollination is called as entomophily type of pollination. Here you can see how butterflies visits the flowers to get the nectar, as well as also helps for pollination purpose. Ornithophily. This is another type of pollination. Ornithophily means birds helps in pollination. That is called as ornithophily. Some small sized birds like hummingbird and honey thrushes, which are visits the plants to get some nectar. So because of their food requirements, these birds visits those flowers and they will receive the nectars from these flowers. So indirectly they helps in pollination. So birds are involved in the pollination means that type of pollination is called as ornithophily. That type of pollination is called as ornithophily. Here you can see ornithophily in this image. Next, another type of pollination is called as chiropterophily. Chiropterophily means pollination occurs with the help of bats. Here bats visits the plants to get pollen grains as their food. So to collect the pollen grains as their food, these bats visits plants. So with the help of bats, pollination occurs means that is called as chiropterophily. Examples if you observe means Anthocephalus kadamba, commonly known as kadamba vriksham. This is the best example for chiropterophily. Next, Kigelia plant, Kigelia pinnata, another example. Next, Bahinia megalanda, this is another example for chiropterophily. This is about chiropterophily. You can see in this image how bats are visits the flowers and helps in receiving their food materials and also helps for this pollination process. This is about chiropterophily. So with this I am concluding this topic. Thank you for listening.